Hello everyone and welcome back to the Decks of the Week. And today, probably for the first time since I've started this, and not on Monday because I've been abroad. It's been a while since I've been abroad, but I was in Berlin for the weekend. Posted a lot of YouTube shorts, getting into that as well as all the other platform, of course. But I'm back on Monday. Just returned now at home and couldn't miss the decks of the weekend. Let's begin with modern. There have been, of course, modern challenges, and one of them was won by four color elementals here with good old Reason Reef. We haven't really seen this deck in a very long time, and that's the thing with modern. Sometimes decks just sporadically do well, and you'd be like, wait, what happened in the metagame to make this deck absent? Well, not really much necessarily. Modern is very much a format specialist, and these challenges aren't like Pro Tours, where all the pros have to attend. So there might be the winner in this case. I'll get the name down to be sure, but the winner, Yrel, maybe he was just a modern expert and got there with elementals. 60 cards, no Yorion, no Ran in 6, no Ragavan, but we have instead Flame King Harbinger and 4 copies of Ephemerate. So yeah, that's this deck obviously diverges from the Yorion that we used to see. The deck won the Star City game team in the hands of Pro Tour champion Andrew Ellenbogen. So definitely a very powerful deck. But speaking of Pro Tour Champion, the other modern challenges instead has been won by not other than Guillaume Wafotapa on Blue-Eye Control. And he is been championing this three otherworldly. He already won a challenge. He even won the challenge with Luris Legal. With 3 March, 3 Ending, 3 Solitude, and even Opt over Consider. There's a very good Jerry T article that explains why Wafotapa plays Opt over Consider, mostly to not mill the precious land as well as the very few win condition. But yeah, this is the other deck that won the challenge. So just pretty stock Blue-Eye Control. But not sure how much I suggest this to anyone that's not named Guillaume Wafotapa. Instead of featuring 2 arena formats this weekend, I decided to feature another Magic Online format, and that is Pauper, which was which a friend of mine, Heisen01, won the Pauper challenge with none other than Blue-Black Control, even featuring Mystical Teachings. No Spellstutter, Sprite, Fairy Seer, but just a good old control deck. 3 copies of Loose Focus. You have control elements, of course, with Augur of Bola, Suffocating Fumes, 3 Thorn of the Black Rose. There's a very sweet card. It's basically Farika's Libation, but opponent exiles it, and this is important because it's a black way to deal with makeshift munition, and it's an instant, so you can tutor it up with Mystical Teachings. You even go up to 2 copies against the Affinity deck, which is definitely the name of the game, but Affinity didn't quite win the events this weekend. I mean, not that, of course, it's still like with the meta, the deck that's like how do you say, making the meta. The Boris deck that won a challenge had 4 Dust to Dust, 4 Revoke Existence, 2 Gorilla Shaman in the sideboard. So yeah, very much an Affinity meta game, but I love to see Heisen splitting the final of the Sunday challenge with blue-black control, basically with Mystical Teachings and this kind of things. Let's now get into Arena. I decided to feature Historic today. This deck that I'm featuring here, it's a blue-white Yorion deck that was played by Hiroki Nagase to the top 4 of Historic PTQ. Both of the finalists were playing Black-Green Food. That deck dominated for sure. But the deck I'm showing here is one that comes from Shuei Nakamura, who went 8-0 in the set championship last 2 weeks ago when in historic he just won it all in historic. But unfortunately, his deck of choice in alchemy was Naya Rune, so couldn't quite make the top 8. But the blue white Yorion deck was super performing in his end, and Hiroshi brought it to the top 4 finish, to the PTQ here. Since we're playing 80 cards, and this might be I don't know, kind of weird, because you're like, oh wait, 80 cards, but I really need to draw like my Archmage's Charm, my, I don't know, cards like that. But not really, because recently with the Otherworldly Light, you're getting more, because the problem with these decks is that in Modern you don't have Lightning Bolt, you don't have Prismatic Ending, so the chip interaction are bad, so you can't afford to dilute your deck to 80 cards. But with Portable Hole and March, as well as the multiple Wrath of God, you can afford to dilute your deck, because you have now more ways to deal your opponent cards in the early game. And then of course you have the Omen of the Sea plus Yorion thing to get over. You have the Wandering Emperor, which is a planeswalker that has a really hard time in going up, in my experience. It often goes down and down. Let's say you kill a creature, maybe you go up and then you go down, but it's always like around 1 loyalty. So it's pretty cool that you can reset it with Yorion, and since you blink it, as long as the Wandering Emperor enter the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you can cast an instant. So you can even cast it after you blink Yorion. I didn't see this interaction happening, so I hope I'm not wrong if I am pointing out in the channel, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So that's a very good thing, combination between the Wandering Emperor and the Yorion Sky Nomad. This list is missing a pretty important card. I have to say, that's Divine Purge. We've used to see Blue Eye Control in Historic with Divine Purge to deal with all the food tokens and whatnot, but there's not this card. This card doesn't. It's not present here. The reason being, in my opinion, that you want to play Portable Hole instead. Portable Hole is good with Yorion, especially against food, when they most likely will sacrifice their creature in response, so you just reset the hole. And I mean, I'm one of the most hater of this card. This card is just, I mean, maybe in Control it's good because the time is very important, but this card being just oftentimes just card disadvantage if your opponent just recasts the things. Plus, I guess this is more of an alchemy combination, but Guardian of Angel really made fun of Divine Purge, and that's a card that's sometimes played in the Blue-White Control. In the Green-White Humans. But yeah, 80 cards with a total of 33 lands, 3 Jawara Disruption, so 36 lands, but we have 1 Iganjo, 2 Hall, 1 Castle, 1 Otawara, 2 cycle lands, 6 cycle lands, so it's a lot of cycle, and so you're not flooding, technically. You have Hermits, 4, and a couple of Baneslayer Angels. So yeah, that's the deck in Historic. I think it's a good deck, and might be better than the classic Blue Eye Control that performed very poorly in the set championship, especially Azorius Lotus Field. That performed like very, very badly. But yeah, those are the decks of the weekend. And by the way, I didn't mention it yet, but what I did in Berlin is that I made content for Car Market. They have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to receive. They're gonna send me the edited content that I'm gonna put it on my channel. So it's gonna be some nice premium content that I'm very happy to have done. It's really nice, just some gameplay, a Pauper Legacy Cube, and Modern. So it's gonna be that in the channel. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna start back streaming, so new fresh content is gonna flow every day, just like it used to. Have a good day, and thank you for watching.